Hello, everyone. Let's get this all up and running and send out the alerts and hope people sign up and join in. All right. Yeah. Let's hope give people a couple minutes to show up here and flip over to the Switch. And hopefully people will show up here. It's Mother's Day here in the United States. I think also in Canada and Australia. So maybe folks are off doing stuff with their moms. I don't know. We'll find out. If people don't show up, we'll call it a shorter episode, like, we sometimes do. But usually, about the time I say that, someone shows up within an hour or two, even if they're not here at the start. So, our question of the day, of course, is, if you're celebrating Mother's Day, what did you do? For me here, we were, I say we, but it was mostly me, doing housework, taking care of things, you know, uh, unfortunately, it's like my living situation. It's me and my aunt, her partner, family friend, all in the main house, and then there's a camper outside that has the my aunt's partner's son and daughter-in-law. And suppose it was supposed to be that everybody would get together and help out and do stuff around the house. And yeah, both of the boys are nocturnal, so they didn't really help out much until the afternoon. One of them was out sick, so he was like sick, so he didn't help out at all. And the other one got up in the afternoon and he did like vacuuming and shampooing the carpets and all that. But like, I basically pulled a power wash simulator minus the simulator and cleaned off the side of the house and the patio and all the patio furniture and, moved all the furniture out of the way inside the house for the previously mentioned vacuuming and shampooing and all that. So rather than spending money and doing big dinner or anything like that, we just took care of the spring cleaning for him. You know, our people in question. So that was my day. And, haven't had much chance. Like, I didn't even get around to recording the video for this week until this morning. And I still haven't uploaded it and posted it. And, I mean, I managed to record and edit it down. I may re-record it, because it's kind of all over the place. But look forward to that one. It'll be, actually, I have another one that I recorded last week that I can also edit down. So I've got two videos right now that need to get posted and all that. One was edited for relationship guide, how you gain relationship points, how you lose them, etc. for Portia. The other one is a weather guide for Rune Factory, talking mostly about the new Starfall event that we have here on Rune Factory 5, which is a random occurring event that I've never seen happen before your autumn of your first year. So give people another couple minutes to come in, and then we'll see if we can get up and running. If no one shows up, we'll go about it. Today is the day of the cooking festival. Your very first one's that one that we set up when we had the learn about your seed points and etc. But we could have done it if we did it yesterday in game. We can go over to the inn and talk to Hina and Murakumo and find out that Hina's mom is still missing. So we'll then go save her over in the forest, and that's an easy one. It's just like your introduction one. And then she would have been able to be awake before today, but you know, we didn't do that. So we can save her today, she'll wake up tomorrow, and she's missing out on the first festival, which is sad, because she's actually a fan favorite, Misasagi. She's one of those characters that everyone was like, why isn't she a marriageable candidate? You know, except we know if you play the story, you do know why she's not. She's a widow, and she's very much still in love with her husband and all that. And she's raising Hina and so on. You know, now Terry was initially, like we talked about him last time, he was also intended as a romance character based on some uh, still leftover files, I guess, that were, you know, he got put, yeah, cutting roomed, basically, his romance. But yeah, you got all our characters here. Sorting these. Yeah, Lucy and Margaret, the only ones we have at level 1 yet. But we'll get everyone else up as we work our way there. Because if I remember right, we have make friends, greeting spell, which is an interesting spell. It's not as good as it used to be. It used to be one that you could use as like an action canceller, I guess, in previous games. I never used it that way. But it's a nice little boost to everyone's friendship. You know, you use it at the festival before the festival starts and be like, oh, hey, boom. Today's events. Yep. Sea crests. This is useful. It increases your vitality, but apparently it only does it to 300 hit points. Like it caps it there, and then once you get a vitality above 300 hit points, this doesn't do anything. It also doesn't let you only use the baths up until level 20 or so. So you'll definitely want to get other crests in time and just not use this after that, but it's a good starter one. In fact, let's take that off. And you can see I dropped from 300 hit points to 117. Yep, and we'll reload that while we're waiting on folks, and then we'll get started, I guess, because it's been about 10 minutes. And no one's showing. So, loading in, doing our thing, yada yada yada. Yeah, if you for those who are wondering, Margaret and Doug are characters that they're from Rune Factory 4, making an appearance here. Like you have to have Rune Factory 4 special save data on the same system, which I do. Which is why they show up. Like when I first played it, because I think it was my Rune Factory 4, I had a European copy, whereas my Rune Factory 5 is a US copy, so they weren't reading. So my first playthrough, I didn't have them show up, and I was like, well, that sucks. And then I figured out why it was, and all that. Let's change clothes. Right now we're wearing the Frey outfit from previous game. I personally love... Oh, not the swimsuit. Wrong one. Right character, wrong outfit. Dolce's outfit. There we go. That's the one I was wanting. This is probably my favorite outfit that we have in the game. Dolce's... I love Dolce. She's a fun character from 4. Anyways, let's go chat with Livia. Yeah. Ah, it's you. In case you forgot, I'm Livia, the field captain in charge of the silo. I know you've got a lot on your plate with your amnesia and all, but I suggest you avoid trying to do everything at once. The game is telling you, just like how Persona 5 tells you to take your time. This one is right here, straight up telling you, don't rush it. Don't try to do everything. Just take your time, enjoy the game. I will say rush getting Misasagi. We should have done that last session. I forgot that you could have done it as early as day 5. So we'll do that today. Because when you rescue her, you also get your first harm dragon, which is going to help a lot. Relax, take your time, pitch in around the outpost. I'm sure your memories will come back to you someday. I think you're right. Thank you, Captain Lydia. Yep, talk to her again. Good morning, today's a nice day. Do you plan on entering something for the cooking contest today? If you win, we'll have to throw a banquet to celebrate. You'll be the one cooking, of course. I will be entering, but I don't think we're gonna win. Let me see. We made... Which one of these was it? Yeah, this level 6. This is probably not going to be enough to win. But we'll do what we can. Yeah, and I'm trying to like remember what all the keys are for everything. It's like, okay, what can I do with this? Because I've been playing a lot of other games lately. Like the last couple days, I started up in my downtime last night. Atelier Aisha, the first in the Dusk series. Let's do inside. Send that there. Cool. Get us some turnips. And of course, it's a festival day, so we can't even use our discount today. For those who didn't catch my tips guide earlier this week, Fridays get you a 10% discount on everything you can buy in stores. Yeah, for all the complaints people have about this game, it's, actually not a bad off game. Like, there are games that were released in much worse states. Super buggy messes, even in full release titles, like, Cyberpunk 2077 got hit real bad with it. Let's see, we'll ship that. But, I mean, we see that with early access titles. And this one, I mean, yes, it was not as good as it should have been at release. Part of that is because they used the Unity system, and Unity is apparently really bad on Switch. It's not well optimized just playing on the Switch. But, it's not like there's huge frame rate drops in this one that I've ever seen. And I got this as a pre-order. I bought this when it came out. So, But then again, there's people who complain about things a lot more than I do. Like the audio compression issues with the modern ports to Persona 3 Portable. I don't know if they've already fixed them and I just didn't notice it. I mean, I was testing that out the other day, and it's just like, oh yeah, no, I don't really notice it. It sounds just fine to me. It was never great audio to begin with for the portable. I mean, we're talking this is something that was played on the PSP, and then later the Vita. Tossing all those. But yeah, this is our first chance, to play that one on something with a TV, unless you had the PS, what was it called, the PS TV or something like that. I've got one. I just haven't unplugged it or pulled it out of the box. So being able to play Persona 3 Portable and have the FMC root and all that on a big screen is nice. There's the rumors of the Persona 3 remaster that are going around that I hope are true, but I'm not holding my breath. We got Sniff Sniffle. Hina! Hina! What's wrong? Mommy! She had a dream about her mom. Poor kid. You know, we could have had this in English. Do you have any idea who her mother could be? But of course, it's like this. This is one of the things I do complain about this game. I love Rune Factory as a series. I think Rune Factory 5 got a harder got knocked harder than it deserved up front, comparing it being unfavorably compared to Rune Factory 4, and especially Rune Factory 4 Special. But I will admit that it's not without its flaws, and the fact that they do here we're going to voice this line of dialogue, and then we're going to completely not voice this line of dialogue, and then come back to voicing this one. That really inconsistency, it's something very similar to what I complained about, and a lot of other people complain about with Harvestella. So, having it in Japanese alleviates that a little bit with the Japanese voice dialogue. So, do you have any idea where her mother could be? Yeah, see, like this, our character's line of dialogue, not voiced. This line, and the line before it from him, both fully voiced. Before you saved Hina, she and Misa got separated. We've seen neither hide nor hair of her since. Oh no. Yeah, it could actually be considered voiced. I know my sister. She made it to civilization. She would have sent word by now. She's probably still lost in the woods. I see. Yeah, she's crying. I miss my mommy. Yep. No voice dialogue for this. Don't cry, Hina. I'll look for your mother. You will? Really? Really? So dry those tears. I'll be back soon. Oh, okay. And we will do that today. We will go out and check out the Whispering Woods. I also, one thing I've complained is in Rune Factory 4, your first dungeon which was also a woods dungeon, you could go there on the very first day, your first full day, and clear the dungeon and all that without anyone telling you about that. And this one, they don't allow that. You have to wait until day 5 at the earliest with Hina telling you about this. And it's like, come on, people, let me just go do the saving thing. One thing we can do, though, maybe, is if Randolph is around, and we can actually get in here. I don't think we can. Nope. So, let's go see if we can save Misasagi before the festival starts. She won't wake up in time, but, still be nice. Yeah, let's wait till after we're done, actually. Because the festival is between certain times, and you can't raise relationship values with people during those times. It's kind of a weird, I don't know if it's a intended feature or if it's a bug. But between the hours of 11 and 2 or something like that, if the festival, once the time for the festival starts at 11, if you go talk to people, but you haven't actually started the festival, then I guess they don't gain relationship points. But having them there is a great way to start everything, because you want to talk to them. Talk to everyone, build their relationship up, etc., etc. So festivals are weird that way. That's a good way to raise your relationship points, but also a way that you can't raise your relationship points, and it's weird. But let's go find someone to talk to them. It'd also help us restore all our rune points. Secretive Kathy, this is Rigworth, a seed outpost. Cheerful Addie? I found a lost item along the side of the road, so I turned it in to Dr. Simone. Maybe I should have taken it to the silo instead. And you can see just that little bit of talking, I've already regained rune points because I'm still standing still. But that does remind me, there's a thing we can do that we didn't do last time. And I didn't talk about it in the tips guide, so I'll have to do that in a relationships kind of thing or something like that. Dungeons guides. They're not here today. They're not here today. Dang it. There's usually a seed ranger sitting over here, just someone kind of in that same kind of outfit. You see, like, the person we were just talking to. If you talk to them and say, hey, come join me, they don't actually come, like, along with you as a party member. What they'll do is they will show up to heal you when you're hurt, or like when your health gets low, or when you get affected by a status ailment. So if you get poisoned or paralyzed or whatever, they'll just, like, the whole thing will, like, zoom out like this magic thing, and they just kind of show up and heal you and all that, and then things return. So it's like a get out of jail free kind of card. Like, oh shit, I am overlooking my things, which is great, especially early on when you burn through your RP so fast that you and you're not paying attention to it. Hey, Autumn, welcome, welcome. We missed you last week. How are you today? Why what? Why did we miss you? Because you weren't here. It was just me and Maggie, and I'm drawing a blank on her name. I think I want to say Sarah. We had a new participant. When we were playing Portia last week. And there goes Wrecker. Everyone's running to the festival while I'm standing here, not spending time and gaining rune points. And humble Natty, whatever, is saying the same thing that the last guy said. Hey, Julian. I like to spend sunny days playing outside. It's finally time for the cooking contest. Oh, the kitties are fine. One of them is sleeping here at the foot of the bed. Actually, they're both sleeping at the foot of the bed. It's finally time for the cooking contest. I gotta make sure Hina sees what a great cook I am. Yeah, unfortunately, we're probably not gonna win this time. It is very hard to win this because you can't even get your cooking table until like day 4, and this is on day 6. So I think one of the things that would have been better for this if they'd done a contest like the bean toss contest that isn't reliant on your actions elsewhere in the game, and it's like, no, you can just do your tests with this in-game. Hey, Randolph. Good morning. Aren't days like this lovely? Nice weather makes me want to enjoy some fresh bread outside. Seems I'm due for a picnic. I can't afford to lose the cooking contest. I've got my bakery's reputation to think about. I don't think you win first place. I think you win, like, 2nd or 3rd. Usually. Let's go on an adventure. Randolph, would you like to go on an adventure with me? That sounds like an excellent idea. I could use a little exercise. He is the only character in-game that will join your party before you have him at 3 Hearts of Friendship, or having a special crest that we can get later on that lets you do it. Yep. Add close friends and monster allies to your party in order to go on adventures with them. Counting yourself, you can have 4 party members at a time. Seal spell also triggers party members, yeah. Oh, you're asleep, was it? He doesn't, I know that people are like, he's a dwarf, but I wonder where that shows up, because, like, he doesn't have the dwarf pointed ears in his icon here. Like, his ears are completely hidden. So I'm wondering where we find out that he's a dwarf. I'm guessing some kind of exterior materials, like an art guide, official art guide or something like that, but he is a dwarf. Dwarves in Rune Factory are not short people. They're, big, tall, burly, good with smithing. Supposedly, they age slower than us, than humans, I think. Yeah, you were tired Sunday. You're tired every Sunday, Autumn. That's why you fall asleep during the stream sometimes. You're asleep, was it? I imagine having amnesia ain't the most pleasant service or experience, but don't let that get you down. Your memories will come back someday. In the meantime, come see me if you ever need help. Don't try to do everything yourself. We're here for you. Actually, our memories don't really come back in this game. We get like one memory from like childhood back, but other than that, like we figure out how we got amnesia, but we don't regain our memories. That's one of the fun things with Rune Factory. They're kind of much more realistic about it. Like you might learn who you were before, but you don't necessarily get your memories back in every game. Like some games, it's a little bit different, but it's like yeah, go do your own thing. I'll remember that, Derek. Thanks. His name was initially going to be, I'm trying to remember if it was Dagu or Dogu. Because we had, and both could be translated as Doug, but we have Doug from the last game, who shows up in this one, so they changed his name in English to Derek. Fun facts. Nice weather, ain't it? You entered today's cooking contest? Don't skip on the ingredients, it'll be clear as day if you haven't put your heart in it. Yeah, we're not going to win. It's very, very hard to win this first one. Marvelous good morning. Bright days make for bright smiles. Mr. Sun comes out to say hello, everyone. At long last, the cooking contest has finally arrived. Prepare your stomach for the decadent dish I have in store. Yeah, no thank you, Balmo. Oh, hello, dear. How nice it is to see you again. Randolph and I would love to have another chat with you. So don't be a stranger. You're always welcome at our little bakery. Thanks. I'll definitely take you up on your offer. Good morning, dear, and what a lovely morning it is. This weather makes me want to have a picnic, preferably with some of Randolph's bread. Yeah, I'm still in your husband to go adventuring, by the way. I look forward to seeing all the dishes everyone has made for the cooking contest. And that includes yours, dear. So what did you do for Mother's Day there, Autumn? Well, we meet again, Sleep. Does my face ring a bell? Yeah, Tisk tisk, my friend. I see someone has a rusty memory. I'm screwing with him. I'm Hines, owner of the Chrysanabra. I do hope you'll remember that the next time we meet. Nice day today. Say, do you know the difference between weather and climate? You can't weather a tree, but you can climb it. Yeah, his jokes are bad. You'll get used to them. Today's cooking contest sounds like a perfect recipe for a good time. LJ, who will probably win. You look familiar. We met earlier. I'm Sleep. Oh. Nice to meet you. Again. Morning. Nice day today, huh? If you win the cooking contest, take over the restaurant for me, okay? Thanks in advance. Yeah, there's like every Rune Factory after a certain point has a lazy character and a sleepy character and archetypes and all that. I'm gonna say she's the lazy one and Riker's the sleepy one in this one, but it's kind of they're kind of showing they're both kind of have bits of both. Terry? Morning, nice day out, huh? For gumshoes like me, this kind of weather is great for doing some legwork. Who knows, I might actually stand a chance of winning today's cooking contest. Let's wait and see. I know I won't, even with the level 6 thing, because it's not a great dish. Hey, Hina. I want to enter something for the cooking contest today. You should too, Sleep. And she's gonna say the same thing. She gets buggy like that sometimes, where she says the same thing twice. Like, I love this game, but I'll be the first to admit it's got its bugs and its issues. I don't think it's as bad off as some people claim it is. But, it is what it is. Riker. Hey there, Riker. Hey. Who are you again? I'm Sleep. I joined Seed just recently. It's a pleasure to meet you. Seed's newest flunky, eh? Can't say it's a pleasure for me. Sorry, I'm just none too fond of him. But I guess you don't seem too bad. Work stuff aside, it's good to meet you. Thanks. Yeah, we find out later on if you like romance him that he's actually a thief. Which explains why we saw him like running out like all awake at night and stuff like that. Like there's hints of it during the main story if you don't romance him, but the romance is where it's really going to show up. We'll probably for this playthrough probably romance Fuka since Autumn you really liked her last time. Today's the kind of day where the sun's rays are gonna scorch me all morning. What did I make for the cooking contest? Just what I felt like. We're gonna find like he's listed as a halfling, which again, we don't know anything about that. He's the only character listed as a halfling in the series. So we don't have any real information on what that means as a species. Murakumo, hey there, Sleep. How have things been going for you? I'm getting by. Everyone's been helping me out a lot. Right on. Folks around Red Barth are pretty swell, that's for sure. But seriously, if you ever run into any kind of problem, give me a holler. Got it? I owe you for saving Hina and all. See, I wish he was the one that was like... You probably missed this, Autumn, because this was probably right before you showed up. Randolph is the only character in the game that you can get to follow you and like join your party at less than the 3 hearts of friendship. But it makes more sense with the way the story is for this one for it to be Murakumo. Like Randolph is, you know, he comes along because he's just an old adventurer. He's enjoying that kind of thing. Whereas Murakumo's like, dude, you know, you saved Hina, and of course you saved Misasagi and all that. I really want to repay you. It makes sense story-wise that he would be the one to come join you for nothing, as opposed to Randolph. Ah, hold up, I gotta pop my ear. Ah, there we go. And you've gone quiet, so I'm wondering if you fell asleep on me again already. I owe you for saving Hina and all. So if you ever need a hand, I'll drop whatever I'm doing and come running. Thank you. Morning, friend. Real nice weather today, huh? You better be taking the cooking contest as seriously as I am. Let's go on an adventure. Murakumo, I know you're probably busy with the inn, but would you like to go on an adventure with me? Sorry, but my hands are kind of full right now. Give me a shot next time, though. Like, see? He should have been the one that you could be like, oh, yeah, no, I'll come with. Let's see. Oh, all our bachelorettes are here already. Fuka. Hi, Fuka. Wow. Hello, Sleep. Mer? What is it? Gala for them sparkly. Your eyes are sparkly. For sparkly rain. I like sparkly things. Sagala for them. Like your eyes. Oh, thanks, Fuka. I think your eyes are pretty too. Hawa? Really? Nas prowl for Rola for them. I can't see my own eyes. Yeah, that is kind of hard, isn't it? Rasala Sama! The weather today is nice. Fatisham, Undatar, Rani Ratala, Raganist, Lalalalan. I've practiced lots for the cooking contest. I've got this. Priscilla? Hi, today's a perfect day for hanging lumberjacks dry. What do you think everyone's made for the cooking contest? I hope I learned some new recipes today. She's like the other extreme, like, okay. And I'm going to cover this, like, I'm going to be doing a video here in the near future about talking about relationships and what they can do in this game. Last week, Maggie was saying, hey, let's do one for Portia, and so I'll do one Sandrock, and then I'll do one on this one. In Rune Factory, you have to get your villagers up to a certain friendship level before they'll join you, except there are exceptions. Like, in this one, it's Randolph is the one who'll come with you. In 4, it was Forte. Priscilla, even if you manage to get her up to 4 or to 3 or 4 hearts beforehand, she will not join you until you've completed a certain event. And I forget if it was if it's one of her character like romance events or something like that. But additionally, she also won't go into a certain dungeon with you either. Like she'll just be like, no, 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 I'm not going there. So like she's a good early game healer when you can bring her with you, but she's like, I find that she's too much of a pain to bring with me, especially if I want to do certain things. Like one of the best ways to raise seed points is to do a like just teleport to all the boss rooms and fight all the bosses. Just do a circuit like that because you can beat them once per day. And but there's bosses in the dungeon that she won't go into. So it's like, well, I can't bring you with me for doing that. What do you think everyone's made for the cooking contest? I hope I learned some new recipes today. Yeah, I'm not learning anything today. Man, what a nice day. Weather like this makes you want to set off on an adventure. For today's cooking contest, I've made something so good that it'll knock your socks clean off. Yeah, I don't think so. Misasagi's not going to be here. Martin and Cecil are still not here. Where the heck are they? Oh, there's Cecil. There's Martin. Yeah, Doug won't come over and neither will Margaret because they're just going to add it. They're not actual members of the village. Yep, I think we lost Autumn. Either fell asleep or distracted with her game or reading fan fiction. Because apparently my voice puts her to sleep. I'm not sure if that's something I should be proud of. Having that nice soothing voice. I guess it'll be nice for the new job, working as a phone operator at the hospital. But it's still an interesting thing. Like, if you're trying to do it, be like, oh yeah, no, here we are gaming. I mean, I guess it works for as chill as these types of games are. Hey, Martin. According to the fundamental tenet of forging, the secret to making something good lies in visualizing the person who will use the finished item. Yeah, he's just mumbling to himself as he walks along. Hello, Martin. Oh, sleep. Something wrong? That's my line. I was standing right here and you didn't even notice me. I guess I got caught up in my mental review of Master Derek's lessons. Does that happen often? Every once in a while, yes. When I focus, I lose sight of everything except for what's right in front of me. I was right in front of you, yet you still didn't see me. Well, try to avoid doing it when you're walking around, okay? It'd be terrible you ran into something. Don't worry, I always keep medicinal herbs on me for when that happens. So it happens a lot, huh? Nice days like this make it hard to stay cooped up in the smithy. Don't get carried away and burn yourself or something before the cooking contest. Yeah, I'm not you. Where's Cecil? There he is. Hi, whatever your plans are for the day, I'm sure that weather as nice as this can only improve them. All right, time to find some more mysteries. Today's the cooking contest. Seems like a great time to put my information network to good use. I can figure out what everyone's made for it well in advance. Yeah. So what? You're not, like, it's not going to affect the judging. Because Simone's the one who does the judging. Hello, lovely day, isn't it? The perfect weather for making house calls. Today's the cooking contest. It's a battle of culinary prowess where participants serve up their best dishes for a taste test. I know it's a bit early, but would you like to go over the rules for the cooking contest? Yeah, sure. Tell me the rules. The rules for the cooking contest are as follows. This is an opportunity for you to cook your best dish and present it for judgment. Keep in mind that you can only enter a dish. We don't accept anything else. Whoever makes the most delicious and nutritious dish will be declared the winner. In other words, the highest level dish that is also the highest skill level cooking dish is kind of the way to go about doing this. So, we've got like a level 8 dish that's level 6, like a level 7 or something, 8 to cook it, and we made it at level 6. On my new playthrough, I did like a level 8 or 9 one of the same dish, and I still didn't win. So it's like, it is very hard to win this on your first year. Whoever makes the most delicious and nutritious dish will be declared the winner. If you'd like to take part in the contest, just bring me some kind of dish you prepared. And that's all there is to it. And yep, tell me all that again. Who's the favorite to win? The favorite to win this time is... When she gives it her all, she has no peer. But does she think this is worth the effort? It's the lackadaisical owner of Rigbart's restaurant, Elsche. And so we wait until 11 o'clock rolls around. Pick up the pickled turnip, hold it in hand. And turn it in. So you'd like to enter this dish for the contest? You bet! Looks like all the entries are in, so let's start the cooking contest. And now for our final entry. Sleep's pickled turnip. Oh, so you made this dish yourself. That gives you bonus points if you made it yourself, rather than one you find in the world. Then without further ado, let the judging begin. We'll start with a quick bite. Not bad at all. Now to judge its nutritional value, let's see here. Whew, I'm stuffed. Oh, you even took the time to consider its presentation. This dish stands out thanks to your unique style. So we're getting bonus points here, but we're not going to win this dang thing. Well, that takes care of that. Ranking so many fine dishes will be quite challenging, but we'll announce who won very soon. So why am I participating, if you might ask, if I'm not going to win? Because you get a reward for it, even so. It's not much, it's like a loaf of recipe bread. But it also helps raise relationship points with people in the town. Like, you get better points the better your scoring is. So if you get first place, you get like a 7 points or something like that. Boost or something like that. But even participating helps, I think. The results are in, so let's announce the winners. In third place, we have... Priscilla, with a score of 220 points. Hooray! I'm so glad that I didn't give up. In second place, we have... Elsche, with a score of 297 points. I'd love for my reward to be a day off. Wow, that's localization terrible. Think we could swing that? And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The winner of the cooking contest is... Not Sleep. Murakumo, with a whopping score of 311 points. Ha ha ha, thanks you so much. I should come up with some sort of preview to celebrate. Shock it all! Bravo! Bravo! So you won, eh? Not bad at all. That was amazing! Congrats on the win! You'll have to clue me in on the secret to your victory! Yeah, I'm terrible with his voice. Fun fact, Sleep, you had a score of 186 points. It's about what I figured. Everyone did their very best, and that's all I could ever ask for. Don't forget to pick up your prizes before you head back home. That concludes today's festivities. Well done, everyone. Yeah, our points was a base combination of... Like, here, we'll pick this back up. Stash that. So, like... You see that little star on there, original, on the description there. That means that I made it, so that got me points. What I put in there, their levels and all that, like what level I brought it up to, what the actual additional things that I put in were, etc. Brought it up, but, this is such an early festival, you're not going to get any chances with it. Learn how to make pickles! Ooh, there we go. Alright. Now, Simone, what do you got to say? Glad that everyone showed something of their enjoyed showing off their culinary accomplishments today. Yep, alright, now let's go save Misasagi. Do 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 do. Well, hopefully Maggie and some others will show up today. You know, once we get a little bit further into the stream. It's always nice to have people, you know, to chat with. And I say that pretty much every stream. But, you know, we got Autumn at the start, and then she disappeared on us. Probably fell asleep. So for now, let's go save Misasagi. What can I say? I enjoy the music of these games. Yeah, there's games that have really soothing music. There's games that are really energetic. You know, ones that you can work to. Like I couldn't work to this, probably not. Like I know some people like put like Stardew Valley music in the background to work to, and I'm like, nah, man, that's gonna put me to sleep. Same with this. It's not like the really like gonna put me to sleep one, but it doesn't have the energy that I need for like if I'm doing a working from home kind of thing. Throw that. Kill some orcs. Actually, you're not killing them. The game is very clear to make that clear that you are not actually killing the monsters. You're sending them back to where they came from. Yeah, one of the core elements that I guess that brings it back from like its old, you know, Harvest Moon story seasons, etc. It's just the no. There's no killing. No killing. None. Oh, so now you cleared those trees. Yeah, we've cleared the fallen tree off the road, ma'am. We took all the lumber to Studio Palma. We're sure he'll put it to good use. Yeah, that happens a lot. Suddenly you get access to a new dungeon. It's like, oh, yep, no, we cleared the tree or the gate or whatever the heck was blocking your way. Okay. But here's our first dungeon. Ish. I don't really consider that. I mean, it's kind of a dungeon. It's kind of not. It's your tutorial one. It's much shorter than the one in Rune Factory 4, I think. Although that one was because it was like different rooms. Whereas this is just one really big room. This is where I blacked out. That glowing glyph circle is not there anymore. After I collapsed, Hina's cry woke me up. A voice. It came from up ahead. That's not a human voice, whatever you think you're hearing. But yeah, you can see, like, it's a good-sized, you know, map, I guess. But it's not that big. It's basically this room, this big room here. We can jump up here and do stuff here, but we can't go this way right now. This is to the deeper end once you unlock, like, late game. Further in, this is blocked. So we can basically, you can just run here, 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 and like, be completely done with the dungeon. Because this is the boss room. It's a short dungeon. You can make it longer by coming up here or coming down here to fight things for a little bit more experience and whatever. Oh, wrong way. Okay, and we just got a shield. Equip that. When you're stuck while traveling through dungeons, and you'll come across areas that trap you once you enter them. You must destroy every gate or defeat every monster in the area to proceed. So what it's talking about here is, yep, these little barrier walls that showed up. It only happens the first time you enter a room that has one of these kinds of things. In the future, you don't have to do it so you can just keep running past these guys. Speaking of doing things... Oop. But, like, I could come up here and nothing. Once in a while, there would be, like, a chest or something spawn there, a random chest. Or maybe once we get good searching or something like that, we can find something there. I think it's a hidden chest. Like one of the invisible chests that you can unlock later on. But yeah, you can see these guys aren't actually hurting me. Let them shoot me. No damage. I could just sit here and let them wail at me all day long to raise my defense. And that's actually a good thing to do, to raise your skill levels. Because the defense skill is useful. Because, let's see what it gives. I forget what it specifically gives. I think it's vitality, hit points, and rune points. Yeah, it increases hit points a lot and vitality a little. So, yeah, just stand there and let people, like, go somewhere where they can't actually hurt you. And just let them just smack you around. Just, like, you know, walk away for 10 minutes, go make a snack or something like that. Because how long the days are in this game, it's not going to affect, you know, like, you're going to be all sleepy or whatever. But yeah, go to the bathroom, make a snack, grab a drink, you know, whatever, come back, letting your skill level up. Ooh, we got a chest. Searching. The searching skill is a good skill to have. It helps you find more chests and stuff like that. It also helps you, I think, eventually find hidden stuff. Let's see. Searching skill. Improves when you open treasure chests or find hidden items. Higher skill levels increase your max rune points and intelligence and also make it easier to discover better items. So yeah, every skill in this game is useful. Like, yeah, like, oh, what do I need with the eating skill or the sleeping skill or whatever? You need the eating and sleeping skills. All of the skills are good. Heck, even ones like, you know, I don't use regular, like, weapon skills. Let's see, where was it? He found something hidden. There we go. Antidote crest. That was a hidden item. Like, you know, like if we're only going to do short swords in this playthrough, which I'm not entirely sure on yet. Oh, he found something. There it is. Medicinal herb. Like, if you only do, like, one weapon, it's still good to raise the other ones, because the benefits that you get from them, from raising all your skills for your stats. You know, the boost to strength for leveling your longsword skill will still apply to using short swords. You know, for example. Oh, there we go. Link attacks. So this is going to be a special thing. Press the right R button. So now you can see, like, he's got, like, that bar around his health bar is all glowing and full up. That means I can do a special attack against the boss. Ooh, we will equip that. It's just a shirt, but it is armor. So now we have a little bit of extra defense. But, you know, even just like these two things, it's like now you saw, even without this, you know, I was tanking stuff because of the shield. And that's one of the reasons I love the short sword in this game, is it is the perfect weapon for being a tank. The gloves and dual blades are going to make you kind of a glass cannon, because you lose all the protection of your shield. You can't get any benefits from it. And that includes, like, stat boosts, not just defenses. But, you have access to other really good abilities. Like, with the gloves, you can grapple your enemies, like, pick them up and slam them into the ground and ignore their defenses, basically. Which is really useful for one of the post-game enemies. That's just probably one of the toughest non-boss monsters in the game. Like, you can go in with your weapon that you meet the final boss on, go to that dungeon, and she's like, oh yeah, no, I can't even touch you, and they start as early as the 3rd floor of that dungeon. Ooh, what do we got here? Rune ability and magic. Yes, yes, yes. Let's equip you. Yes, yes. No, we'll stash you. We'll equip you this way. Rune abilities? I'm gonna put you on the Y button. I like having X button for my heals and Y button for my ability. So now I can do that. And boom, we're on to the boss fight. The boss fight room. There's our save point. Save over sleep, not my Alice file. Alice is the one for my post-game one that I use for the guides. So we'll come in here. See the spooky black cloud with lightning and red dots and whatnot in it, and suddenly something appears. This is how every boss fight starts in this game, unfortunately. Nine-tailed fox. Not a tough boss fight either. A monster? It's huge! That thing's a danger to anyone who wanders into the forest! Yep, let it do its thing. Oh, did like no damage to me. He's taking damage. You know, that's a good question, Autumn. And the answer is, we don't know. There is nothing in the game that confirms one way or the other if it's unique to her or if it's something that all weird creatures can do. Because Spook is also a weird creature. It transformed into a human, and she's got the 2 foxtails. Give her back. Huh? My precious Hina. It's like, we don't even know if this is like an ability. Not just any human. She's a weird animal. Is it who I think it is? I have to bring her back down. Okay, yeah, it's not letting me pause it to answer you. We don't know even that that's an ability that she has or if it's something that was done to her. And it never gets explained in this, which is unfortunate because we have creatures like beings like that in Rune Factory 4, the Guardians, who we do learn what happened with it, why they got transformed into monsters and all that. And I think this is kind of just a shout out to that game without actually explaining it very well. And maybe we'll learn more in the next Rune Factory. Another monster? Just my luck. Because, yeah, weird creatures are new to the series in this game. Damn, no choice but to fight. Rawr. Huh? You'll give me a lift? I can understand what it's saying, just like with Fuka. I wish we had done this whole thing here last week. Can you take us to Ridmarth? So that she would have been here earlier. She's a fan favorite character. Woohoo! First farm dragon! That somehow didn't just drop us doing that. But yeah, we don't know much about the species of weird creatures outside of what we learned in this game. And the transformation is a big question mark. We do know that they tend to be stronger than humans. Like, we see that with, like, Hina and Julian's all constantly fighting, and he can never beat her. He's like, I'm gonna beat you this time, I'm gonna beat you this time, and she's just so strong that he can't. Murakuma, we learned, like, one of the ways that they test out how strong the silo, which is the building that the seed headquarters is in, like how well it's built, is he just walks into it and it doesn't break. they're like, oh yeah, because like he breaks stuff all the time. He doesn't realize his own strength. Like the weird creatures are super strong. That much we do know. We also don't know why Hina and Misasagi have horns. Like you can see these like black things coming around her head here. Those are horns. Misasagi has them as well. I don't know if those like black things on her back are supposed to be wings or if that's part of her outfits. I think those are part of the outfit because I don't. We see her in like her swimsuit during like swim days and all that. Mommy, but like he doesn't have horns. See, he doesn't have the horns that they do, even though he's their brother. It's also interesting that Misasagi is a fox. We assume that Hina is also a fox. He's a wolf. So we don't know, like, is this like the faunus in uh Ruby, where like you have a faunus and a human, and the child is going to be a faunus of the same type as the faunus parent? Or, you know, if you have two faunus of the same type that they have kids, you know, they're different, but if like you have two faunus of different types where the kids can be different, so it's like, how is he a wolf and she's a fox? You know, what about like we don't know anything about weird creatures. There's a lot of new species in Rune Factory 5 that are new to the series. The weird creatures, the fact Riker being a halfling, we've never had someone referred to as a halfling before, so it's like, okay, what's that gonna do? Ludmilla is our first succubus. You know, there's a lot of like, oh hey, this is new, this is new, this is new. So we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn more about these races, hopefully in future games. Um, Not always the case. Um, but it seems like after Rune Factory 3, from then on, every major title has had some kind of weird creature. We'll call them. Um, so like in 3, your character and one other are half human, half monsters, and you can transform into the monster type. Your case is the Woolly, and the other character, Raven, is a Phoenix type creature. In Rune Factory 4, we had the Guardians, who became monsters and then got turned back. In this one, we have the weird beasts, the weird creatures, you know, of, you know, Murakuma, Misasagi, Hina, and Fuka. And it'd be nice if we get more established, like, hey, this is the race. Give us some more lore on it. Because, like I was talking earlier, I don't know how we know that Derek is a dwarf. I'm assuming it's mentioned in an interview or something somewhere, because he doesn't have the normal dwarf traits other than just being a smith. You know, like yes, the dwarf, you know, Bado in 4 was a dwarf, but you could very clearly see it that he had the pointed ears of a dwarf. Derek, we don't see his ears ever, just like we don't see Simone's ears. So the question of is he a dwarf or not is. Anyways, continuing with the story. Simone, is Misa gonna make it? You needn't worry. She's malnourished and in shock, but she doesn't have any serious injuries. All she needs now is rest. She'll be up and about tomorrow. I see. Thank the gods. Mommy! Poor Hina. Sleep, I owe you another debt of gratitude. Thanks for getting her back to us. Then why don't you let me have you join my party? This is from Hina and me. It's the least we can do. And what is it? Oh, weapon bread. Eat. Learn how to make steel sword. And learn how to make steel sword plus. Well, all right. Isasagi, check on her. Yeah. She's a fan favorite. Like, she's one of those characters, like, every game has a, why can't we marry this character? You know, and every game that, not just Rune Factory, you know, Stardew Valley has characters like, why can't I marry, you know, Robin, we're like, well, dude, why can't we break Robin up from Demetrius and marry her? And there's mods that allow you to do that, of course. But in this one, it's like Misasagi and Terry and Simone are like the big three. Hello, Doug. Weather as nice as this makes me want to have a picnic outside. What about you? See, he's a dwarf. He has the pointed ears. They're not as severe as elf ears, but they are pointed ears. And we know that it's been decades between 4 and 5. We don't know how many decades, but it's probably been 20 or 30 years. From the sounds of it. And he's not aged a ton, but like there we have references to him being as a kid and all that, and like the whole reason I found out that he's a dwarf is because they say online that he's a dwarf. It's like, well, where do we know that he's a dwarf from? This is a pretty cool town. Lots of people here with big thoughts. Big thoughts? Yeah, big thoughts and dreams. A real drive to do what they love and be who they want to be. It fills the whole town with a kind of positive energy. Well, okay then. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do we have any quests over here I can do? Nope, request available. Nope, I gotta get everyone's relationship values up to frickin' 1 before I can do anything. I think it's my only request. Isn't it? Oh, harvest a potato also. Yeah, those are my 2. So, in we come. You're about to play Osu, huh? Fun times. This is your first time starting it? Oh, excuse me. Well, you have fun with your rhythm game, I guess, while you're listening to me and trying not to fall asleep. Ah, hello, Sleep. I've already heard all about your exploits from Yuki's Rune Mill. You've done quite the good deed. I think we can stop calling you a trainee. Huh? I hereby recognize you as an official ranger. Take this spell seal. It bugs me that they translated it as spell seal and not seal spell. But, that's a minor thing. There are definitely localization issues with this game, as we saw earlier. Spell seal? Yep, now pay attention. Press the ZL button and you're done. Easy. That's it? Oh, was that not enough of an explanation? Jeez, you really have an insatiable appetite for knowledge. Is that a bad thing? This tool lets you catch monsters. Only Seed Rangers may use it. So it also proves that you belong to Seed. Like I said, it's easy to use. Press the ZL button to throw your spell seal at a target and temporarily catch hold of them. Wow, this sounds like a pretty useful technique. Yeah, you can't catch every monster on the first try, though. Some of the more violent ones can be a real handful. Yes, some of them you're going to need to hit 2 or 3 times, even at his higher ranks of the skill. You'll have no choice but to throw your spell seal at them several times before it works. Once you've restrained your target, you might also end up snatching whatever special items they have on them. It's a great ability to have. It's kind of sucky that they have it there in the first place. One of the downsides of them putting this ability in the game is that they tweaked how the rare item drop rates from monsters to try and really push that you do that. So it becomes really a matter of, oh geez, now I gotta do this and I gotta do that and I gotta try and do it, and then you try to do it on boss monsters who you gotta get them in the right phase, otherwise you can't even hit them with the dang thing. And it's just annoying because, like, my post game playthrough, for example, there's a boss on the first floor of one of the later dungeon, very late dungeons that I need to farm for an ingredient to make better armor, I believe it is. And you can only fight a boss once per day. Like if you kill it, that's it. It's done. So your best bet with that is to try and save like right before them and try to run in and get them to hit their phase. But that's just a boss that doesn't really go into that. I'm open to be frozen phase very easily, very quickly, or often. So it's just like, just something to keep in mind. There are ways to increase random drop rate or rare drop rates though of items, which I will do in another guide as well. Once I get everything I need for it on that playthrough. Just something to keep in mind. So I should throw my spell seal at monsters over and over again to collect items. Unfortunately, you can't throw it around willy-nilly. After you use your spell seal, you have a cooldown. You have to wait for its cooldown period to end before you can use it again. I've never noticed that cooldown, honestly. Ah, I get it. Last but not least, let me tell you how to charge up your spell seal for a power catch. If you hold down the ZL button before throwing it, you can connect with your target. Monsters you forge a connection with will become temporary allies and even fight alongside you. Wow, really? Yeah, really. But they'll leave after a day, so don't forget, it's only a temporary alliance. You can also catch items by charging up your spell seal. If you ever spot an item that's just out of your reach, take aim with your spell seal and let it fly. Well, I think I've covered everything. But I must say, you've managed to surprise even me. Rescuing a missing person is quite a feat, to say nothing of wrangling a farm dragon. Farm dragon? The monster that gave you a lift from the forest. Just as their name suggests, farm dragons have patches of farmland on their backs. Yeah, one of the things something that has been a staple of the Rune Factory series since the very first game is, we'll call them dungeon fields. They're not really out and loose in the dungeon in 4, but they're places that you find that are permanently stuck as a single season. Always spring, always summer, always fall, always winter, whatever. And the farm dragons looked like they were going to be that for this game, but they're not, and we don't have one of those, unfortunately. Which, I mean, on the one hand, you can grow any crop at any time of season. Doesn't matter. Now, how well they grow or not is going to vary, because if it's like they're in season, then you'll get extra drops. If they do poorly in that season, you get fewer drops, just as like the weekly forecast would tell you. But there's some of them that you're just like, man, I want you to grow for, let me teleport to this field, do all my winter crops here, and let me come over here, do my summer crops, and so on. And you don't have that in this game. Which sucks because you have certain crops that just take forever to grow anyways. 28-day crops. So, the lack of the seasonal fields is disappointing. Ah, so that's what the name refers to. Wait, really? On their backs? Yep. In the old days, only people who managed to forge a bond with a farm dragon could visit those fields. Legends say that anything planted there would grow into the finest crops you've ever seen. But you needed a very special kind of power to do that, and the dragon had to approve of you as well. So someone like you is just perfect. But why me, of all people? Who knows? Farm dragons are pretty mysterious creatures. Although we can make some educated guesses. Runes and dragons have been deeply intertwined since ancient times. I imagine that the farm dragons absorb runes born from the crops growing on their backs. And should any harm befall the land, they create runes from the air. Should any harm befall the land... Wait, you said farm dragons, right? So there's more than one? Yes, there's more than one out there. When someone with the power they seek appears, they make themselves known to them. So maybe you'll gain another farm dragon's favor in the future. I wonder if that will work out. In any case, I'll do what I can to live up to their expectations. Well, aren't you ever the optimist? Though that might not be a bad thing in the long run. By the way, this is just a rumor, but I've heard that crystals are a farm dragon's favorite food. So if you want to get on their good side, you'll probably want to collect a bunch of them, which the spell seal is really good at. That settles it. I know what you are. You are an Earthmate. No shit. Every protagonist of every Rune Factory ever, with one possible exception, is an Earthmate. That one possible exception is the protagonist of Rune Factory 3, who is the half monster that we're going to see that with September's release of Rune Factory 3 special. You are an Earthmate. What now? Earthmate. That's what we call gifted humans who can communicate with the creatures and spirits of nature. Earthmates are also known for having green thumbs. They can enrich the land through the simple act of farm work. If nothing else, it explains why you could ride a farm dragon. I'm an Earthmate? A gifted human? Well, I see it doesn't ring any bells. Well, given your memory loss, it is what it is. No need to think too hard about it. Just remember that you're special. And not in a daddy's little girl kind of special. And please keep this between us. Can I ask why? Livia's keeping all kinds of secrets. You'll understand soon enough. Being special brings its own hardships, as it zooms in on the soul sphere. Hardships? Yes, trust me. Completed the search for Hina's mother. Yay. Oh, good timing, Sleep. I wanted to talk to you about something. Sure, what is it? I wanted to discuss wanted monsters with you. Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning them before. Right, they're monsters that have been singled out by CHQ. Generally, these guys have been involved in some kind of serious incident, so someone needs to catch them and turn them in. So that means... Yep, it's time to put your spell seal to good use. If you ever spot a wanted monster while you're out and about, use your equipment to establish a connection with them, then report back to me. In other words, smack them around and then spell seal them. That being said, these monsters won't go quietly. You need to wear them down first. This sounds like a lot of work. It is, but there's an upside to it. Catching these monsters will net you some nice rewards as well as increase your seed rank. It also gives you seed points. It's a great way to farm for seed points. And what exactly is that? Your overall rank in the seed hierarchy. The higher your rank, the more important you are. Huh, good to know. As you become more important, you'll take on more responsibilities. Which means I'm just going to end up busier than ever. Ha 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 ha, you've got good instincts. That's exactly what you can look forward to during your rise to greatness. If you ever feel up to the task, then let me know what monster you'd like to search for. So I might outrank you someday? By all means, please do. It means I'll have a lot less paperwork to deal with. Oh, and one more thing. If you accidentally defeat a wanted monster, then you'll have to start your search all over again. Let me know if that happens so we can restart the investigation. Well, that's all you need to know for now. Yeah, we're not ready to take them on. They are higher level than us, and we just don't have the attack rate. But we're going to have a request to do it. See? Test board. Yep, use the spell seal, catch a wanted monster. Use your spell seal, 7500 G. Accept this request, yes. Have you been putting the spell seal I gave you to good use? It doesn't just prove that you're a ranger. You can also use it to catch monsters. I'm a little worried that you don't quite know how to use it yet, so I want you to get some practice. Hold down the ZL button, prepare a power catch, and use to connect with your target. Yeah, more tutorials. Request board is where your tutorials are very early on. After you forge connection, yep, return the task board to give you your report. The other one is catch a wanted monster. Hunt down the wanted monster, report to Captain Livy when you're finished. How are things going? Have you gotten used to how C does things yet? I wouldn't get too comfortable, though. A good ranger remains ever vigilant. and I know just the job to help you stay sharp. Get out there and catch a wanted monster. This is an order from your captain, just so you know. You don't get to turn this one down. Which means we get to go back in there and talk to her and find which wanted monster we want to hunt. So, Livia. Pleasant weather today. Hope it stays nice throughout the evening. What do you need today? I want to check the wanted monsters list. Which one do we want to track down? We're gonna go for the goblin, because I know exactly where he's at. It's his cooking bread. Alright, now back to work, Ranger. Do. Alright, let's see if we can't get a monster to fight for us. Before we go try and take on that goblin archer. Because we can't do any damage to him, but Randolph and the monster might be able to. Ooh, there we go. There's a perfect example right there. Then item we can catch. Say a Gaia crystal. Boom, crystals. Giving giant crystals to farm dragons will affect your fields in different ways. Depending on the type of crystal, you can increase the health or durability of the soil. You can even increase the growth rate of your crops or the size of your farm. You can't feed crystal fragments to farm dragons, so bring those to the Crystal Labra to exchange for crystals instead. Which is why I hate Hines. Once you get Lucas moved into the Regmarth, Hines is hardly ever at the Crystal Labra, and he's the only one who can combine crystals. Alright, Cluckadoo. Boom. Alright, now we got a giant chicken that we can maybe ride. Let me ride you? Nope, I can't ride you. I guess I can only ride you if you're actually tamed and not just temporary. Or maybe it's because of your size, I'm not sure. But we gotta get over here and beat this guy up before 7. Because we lose access to Randolph at 7. Ooh. Carapace and pretty Carapace. Alright, we got 2 hours. Oh, the chicken's fighting stuff. There we go. Come on, chicken, fight him. Fight him! Who's adorable, Hina or the chicken? Or Livia? You gotta specify who's adorable when you say she's adorable, because we got a lot of she's that are adorable in this game. Boom! Successfully caught him. Yeah, they changed the model of the Buffamoos in this game too. Gave them those lion manes. Really need to get better gear. which means I need to get a forage, unfortunately. Come on, Randolph. I need you with me, just in case the chicken can't find it. We need to find the, hidden seed if it's there today. Ah, orange tree seed. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. The best way early on to get seeds is from here and from, once you have access to it, the Kelvin Volcanic region. Well, nice of you to level up there, Randolph. Doesn't really mean jack, hardly. I mean, more hit points for you, I guess. Let's go teleport back home. Yeah, unfortunately, he's going to leave at 7 o'clock. You have to get them up to, I think it's either 4 or 5 hearts, I can't remember which, off the top of my head, before they stop leaving you at 7. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. I particularly enjoy the evenings around this time of year. I just got a message from HQ saying that you rounded up a wanted monster. You made friends with them instead? Well, I'll be a dragon's aunt. Good job. Yeah, you're a dragon's aunt. Quest clear, cooking bread 1. Yep. Keep up the good work, Ranger. So this is how I report a wanted monster? Yes, you receive crests after defeating a certain wanted monster or raising your seed rank. Excuse me. Basically, every 3 you get crests and seed rank go up. It's a sign of your status, and some of those crests are really nice. Each crest has a different effect, so they'll definitely come in handy during future investigations. To equip one, open the ranger notes. Yeah, we've already got one equipped, so I don't need to be taught how to do that. What do you need today? Check the wanted monsters list. Let's do you. The central region. Alright, now back to work. We're not getting you today, but still nice to have. Oh, didn't learn anything. Need more cooking experience. Hello, Eliza. Make a directive. I need to do a video on these festivals. Bean toss contest. This is a fun and a really annoying contest at the same time. Basically, it's you gotta dodge into the beans. You want to be hit by the beans. And you want to get as many points as you can. All while eventually, like, dodging failed dishes. I don't know where the failed dishes came in. It's actually based on an actual cultural thing, I think, in Japan. I think it's a Shinto thing where, like, you throw beans to ward off demons or something like that, and so you have someone who represents the demon during the festival and all that. And so in this one, you're trying to get hit by the beans. They come in different colors. There's the green, the brown, and the pink. And you get multipliers if you keep getting hit by them and while dodging failed dishes. And so it's one of those. Anyways, I will be right back. Use the restroom real quick. And get a quick snack, because I'm feeling noshy. Oh, I'm back. I had a couple deviled eggs. That'll tide me over until we get done, and I'll get proper dinner. All right, continue this. The Bean Toss contest. Yeah, like I said, it's a fun one, but it's also an annoying one if you want to try and get the top score. Ooh, my controller fell asleep. I look forward to seeing how well you do during this festival. Just remember that if you don't place, I'll chase you out of town. Yeah, no you won't. Fish variety contest is an annoying one too. Like there's good fishing contests, and there's this one's kind of an annoying one. It's very random chance because you have to have good RNG to not keep getting the same fish over and over and over. I love Eliza in both games, but this one, they're just a boot with like a skirt and then the hat. Anyways. Do we have any? Let's turn these in. Yeah, I'm glad to see that you successfully connected with one. Remember what I said back when I gave that spell seal to you? And a monster you forged a connection with will only help you out for a day. Even if you have some space in your party, only one such monster can travel with you at a time. So keep that in mind. Reward is 7,500 G. Yeah, well done, Ranger. HQ should be happy with us for quite a while now. Here's a reward for a job well done. See how nice I am? Don't say I never did anything for you. The Wind Slasher ability. This is a longsword ability, if I remember right. Yep. No requests available. Of course not. And they won't be until we actually go up to the Park Dragon. Get this little cutscene showing off the dragon. The Earth Dragon, all nice and whatnot, and even have spots laid out for our barns later, and we got a tutorial freaking sign here for some reason. This is a well-equipped freaking dragon. We can talk to the Earth Dragon over here. Be like, hey, how you doing? Hey there. And give you the different types of crystals. Terra crystals are great, but you don't get them till late game for the most part. Ventus crystals are okay. Ignis crystals are great. Gaia crystals, yeah, I mean those three are the ones that you'll probably be using most often to get you your better crops and better yields and all that, especially late game when you're like, I have everything, it's level 10. Well, yes, so it's exhausting. It's a rhythm game. Rhythm games can be exhausting, especially when you gotta have the focus for them. And the Lacey's crystals. I love Lacey's crystals, and I love that you can only need one. Makes it rank for the next day or so. But we don't have any of those yet. Oh, there we go, 7 o'clock. I'm afraid this must be all for today's adventure. I have to prepare the bakery for tomorrow morning. See you later. Got our material stone. I have Megamix on here. Let me show you. You're talking about... Let's see... That one? Yeah, I have that one. I haven't played it, like, religiously or intensely, but yes, I do have it. Can I eat in Rune Factory? Yes. Yes, you can eat in Rune Factory. There's an entire skill dedicated to eating in Rune Factory. Let's see, have I eaten yet? Actually, I don't know. Let's see. Looks like no, I have not. But yes, it's absolutely worth eating at least once per day because it raises up basically all your stats. Oh, there it is. There we go. No, I haven't done, like I said, I haven't touched anything. I haven't been buying anything. Um, I'm having to hold off on like all money right now stuff for the next few weeks. Um, my first day with the new job is a week from tomorrow, and that's the start of the new pay period. So it's going to be almost 3 weeks until I see my first paycheck from that. So I won't see my first actual like paycheck until like I think it's June 9th. And then I get paid every other week after that. So it's that first few weeks. Honestly, by early to mid July, I'll be fine financially. But until I get to then, it's like nope, gotta hold all my money to make sure I get my bills taken care of. I can't even afford like a $5 DLC or a $15 game or anything like that. I gotta save all my money until I'm caught up on the bills and all that. But yes, you can eat in game. You can eat in Red Factory 5. It levels up all of your stats. Max hit points and rune points, strength, intelligence, and vitality, which are the only things that it can be raised. Because, those are the ones that affect attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense. Doot, doot, doot. Skill level up. Yay! Level up that mining skill. Let's see, how much am I using for this? 132? 128. So we're using 4 rune points per swing right now. With the basic frickin' hammer. As we level a skill up, that'll go down to like 1 or 1.1 or something like that. Your boyfriend won't get your eShop card until December when he goes back to Turkey? Or did you send him one in Turkey, or did he buy one for you, but he won't get it for you until December? I'm not quite sure I understand the whole context there. Doo-doo-doo. Alright, you giant chicken, go away. I accidentally just gave you my rock. Oops. Whatever. Do. Do. No, you don't need you don't need the paid Nintendo Online to connect to stuff. You know. I don't have the paid Nintendo Online that one that lets you do access to things like the N64 games and stuff like that. I don't have that. But I mean, I've connected with friends online and played Animal Crossing together. I've got an entire set of DIY recipe cards in my place because we were always trading them all out. Like, hey, here's what I've got. Let's see if you need anything there. Do do do. Actually, while we're here, you were talking about the food. It reminds me. Let's ship some food items. Because food items this early in the game are not worth uh, eating. And I've got orange juice for the actual one, so yeah, I can do those. Yeah, Rune Factory 5 is I love Rune Factory 5. I mean, I've said it before, I will admit that the game has flaws. When it released, it was in a worse state than it is now. The performance issues are not as bad as they were then. But it still has like localization errors. It still has the occasional, oh, this takes a few seconds to load in kind of thing, but it's not like some people were reporting really like frame rate drops and all that. I've never seen anything drastic like that on my side. Eat. Doot, doot, doot. I I don't know. The I imagine no. They shouldn't have that. Like, if that is the case, that's something I haven't heard about the, for those who aren't watching the chat or like watching after the fact. Uh, Autumn just asked, she's talking about Animal Crossing and that she'd heard, I guess, a rumor somewhere that uh, things have been changed so that you need to access like the full paid Nintendo Online to do the events. I don't believe that is the case. I think what you're hearing is that you need to be able to have just generic internet access, because there's a difference between the paid Nintendo Online, where you have like that gives you access to more things and all that. It's kind of like on PlayStation, the difference between just like normal PlayStation, being able to do multiplayer and stuff like that, and then the full on like PlayStation Plus and the Gold and all those additional tiers on that. You don't need to pay for additional stuff to play Animal Crossing. You don't need to pay for additional stuff to have the internet access to where you can play with someone else on Animal Crossing. I don't believe that like the holidays and events and all that are tied to even being online. I think what you're talking. Oh, actually, no. I think there is some connection of being normal like internet having access, so it can confirm that your clock is up to date. So it's just like something like Diablo 3 or some of these other games that are always online. Um, I think that's an attempt at trying to avoid time travel, is what it is what you're mistaking it at. Yes, you can stay out all night in Rune Factory. You absolutely can. There is no passing out at a certain hour. I actually discussed that in our video for this week that went live on Thursday. It was a long ass video though. It ended up being like an hour long, or a little over even after editing it down. Because I love me some Rune Factory, and I didn't even cover everything that I wanted to talk about in that. It was like, oh, I forgot this and I forgot that. But yes, you can wake up 6 a.m. Monday morning in game and still be awake 6 a.m. the following week. Or the following Monday morning, There is no need to fall asleep in the game. You do get penalized if you stay up more than 24 hours, where you'll start to get the fatigue debuff, and then eventually, if you're fatigued, you can get a cold. Fatigue debuff means that you use more rune points to do stuff. Colds will actually drain your rune points, but you can cure those with medicines. So late game, it's like, I don't care, whatever. But there's honestly, like, especially early on, there's no reason to have to do it. You know, I mean, an in-game day is 48 freaking real-world minutes if you're doing 24, like 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. So absolutely, I can fit in all I need to do by like 10 o'clock and, you know, midnight, whatever. Unless it's a certain day. Like there's a day, I did a video on this and it's one of the ones I haven't edited down. Hey, Victoria, welcome back. Nice to see you. We were just talking about that, the question came up if you could stay up all night in Rune Factory 5. Yes, you can. And there's no penalty. I could be up at 5:45 a.m. and then go to bed at you know, at 5:45, wake up 15 minutes later in game, and it'd be just as well as if I went to bed right now. You know, you don't want to see that because it's really boring to watch me sit here for another 10, 15 minutes just sitting here. Like if I were coming here and just talk to Livia. Oh, there we go. This is the person I was looking for earlier. Seed Ranger here. This is one of the things I forgot to cover in my hour-long video that we posted Thursday. If you talk to the Seed Ranger here, sometimes it's female, sometimes it's male. They'll say, you know, hey, good work today. What's wrong? Need some help? And you say, I could use some backup, actually. Understood. Then when your health gets low or you get a status ailment, like you get poisoned or paralyzed or whatever, they'll come heal you or cure you or whatever. So what did you make for the cooking contest? Could you make some for me, too? No, I cannot. Not right now. I don't think you even care for turnips. Or the turnip things. But yeah, I'll sit here and let her heal my rune points while we're talking here. But yes. So that's the thing. How are you today, Victoria? Welcome back to our stream. You know, we're alternating, I think I mentioned this last week, between Rune Factory 5 and my time at Porsche. I was honestly considering trying to do like just a one-time, hey, let's do a look at this game kind of thing with something that I've got that I haven't played a whole lot of, like Dinkum, since it is Mother's Day. But I figured, you know, we're still really early on in Rune Factory 5, and I love Rune Factory 5. And we need to get as far into this and beat it as we can before September with Rune Factory 3 Special coming out in the West. So, you know, maybe if I have a bonus episode, like if I get done like Friday this week, I won't be working. I have a appointment early that Friday morning, so I won't be working that day. So maybe earlier in the day, or if like my game group that night falls through, I'll do like, hey, let's do a bonus episode, and we can go do that, like look at Dinkum or look at Coral Island or something like that, just a demo stream, while keeping the dedicated Porsche and Rune Factory ones for the weekend ones. But yes, how are you, Victoria? Yes, Japan already got the game. They got Rune Factory 3 Special in March. We get ours in the West in September. I'm doing good. I'm actually really good. I was really tired earlier. Not necessarily today, but like, you know, our question of the day was, hey, what did you do for Mother's Day? How did you celebrate it? And I kind of mentioned this before even Autumn showed up. My family decided that, you know, rather than doing like buying pert gifts or doing some fancy dinner, we were going to do all the house cleaning and all that for the usual housekeeper person around the house. And so I spent all day yesterday outside with like a power washer, hitting the side of the house, and the patio, and the patio furniture and all that. And then later in the day, came inside and like moved all the furniture out of the way so someone else could vacuum and shampoo the carpets, so on. What do you mean that kind of sucks, Autumn? I'm assuming you're referring to the fact that Japan got it earlier than we here in the West. But I mean, that's actually pretty common. A lot of these games don't have international release at the same time as the Japanese release. Some do. I think Rune Factory 5 did, but sometimes there's issues with it. Um, Heck, there's a game called what is it? Trinity Trigger, I think it is, that released here in the US about a month or so ago, but is only just later this week coming out in Europe. There's release dates are very different from place to place. Um, and honestly, sometimes like it's actually funny is we'll have games that you'll have two games made by the same developer. One comes out first in Japan, and then the other one later. But then we in the West will get the second one first before we get the first one. And that happened. A good example of that is Persona 4, and I'm drawing a blank on the other one, but it was another game by Atlas as well, where they both had the Izanami as the bad guy plot twist for the end, like the big bad plot twist at the end. And I think RuneFact, they came out like within a week of each other, I think, or 2 weeks of each other in Japan, but we got one of them like months earlier than the other here in the West, and it was in reverse order of how Japan got them. But, it is what it is, I would rather that we get a later release and have a good localization than have one that's just terrible localization. Because some of these games do have localization issues. Even, we saw earlier in the stream where they're just like, that don't make no grammatical sense there. No. They just say something that's just like, what? And it's one of the great things, Nintendo has taught us is, a delayed game is eventually great, but a rush game is forever tarnished. Look at the reputation that Cyberpunk 2077 has, because it got pushed out and rushed early, and all everyone ever talks about is the rush thing. I mean, the Edge Runners anime helped bring back the talk to it, and people coming back, looking at it, and going, "Oh wait, this is actually a decent game now." And like over 2 years later, so I'm okay waiting for Rune Factory 3 Special. I've got the original version on my DS. Yes, there's going to be quality of life improvements. There's probably going to be something akin to the Newlywed mode from Rune Factory 4 Special. I don't feel the need to rush it. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Toss in all lumber material sound, boom. So what did you do for Mother's Day there, Victoria? If anything. Oh, as you answered just in time. You gave your grandmother a card and a plant. Yeah, I'm there with you with the Dead Mom Club. My mom passed away several years ago. She had knee surgery, and I guess there was an air bubble that got into her vein, caused an embolism or something along those lines. Freak accident kind of thing. But to be honest, the aunt that I live with now that I help take care of around here was more of a mom to me than she ever was. So unfortunately it is unfortunate, but that's what life was. I never knew her growing up really. But I'm glad you got to do something. I actually had fun with the power washer. It's like playing Power Wash Simulator. How old was I when my mom passed away? In my 20s. I was a truck driver at the time. She was just never there when I grew up. I mean, she and my dad should never have gotten married, never should have had kids or any of that. Neither one was designed to be a parent. but they separated shortly after I was born, within about 2 months or so. And I saw her a handful of times growing up. After that, that was it. In my teen years, I never saw her as a teenager. I never saw her as an adult. She didn't want to talk to me. Just my mere existence. I was too much a reminder of my dad, for her. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I've made peace with that. Like I said, her sister, my aunt, more of a mother to me than she ever was. But, my dad's still alive. He was the one who actually raised me. Eh, I mean, my dad and I get along. We had issues when I was younger. I mean, definitely for my teen years. But, I mean, like I said, neither one of them should have ever been a parent. But, he tried. Oh, throwing doesn't use energy in this one, or I have rune points available. Let me pick those rocks up. What, my dad was hurt when my mom died? No. He hadn't spoken to her in decades at that point. I mean, I'd barely spoken. I hadn't spoken to her in over a decade at that point. Oh, here we go. I'm yawning. This is the only thing that happens. Like you yawn at like 1, and I think again at 3, and that's it. Like you won't pass out. I'll still be awake over here, doing my thing. Put these down right there for now. No requests available. Lame. And Livia is in bed. Captain Livia's bed. Time for a break. Taking a nap here sounds like a bad idea. Who, Alice? I'm wanting to. I'm going to demonstrate the. Now we'll stay up a little bit longer here. Here, I'll talk to Eliza. We'll regain the stamina here while I talk to you two, and then I'll go continue like breaking stuff like that, and then I'll go to bed at 5:45 and wake up at 6 a.m. and be like, "Yep, I'm fine." You know. I actually do want to smack those 2 rocks before I forget about them. And smack. Okay. Toss in all lumber and material stone. Boom. Yeah, that's the one thing that's gonna be like, oh, I need a ton of that. Like for the getting your vacation house at like 3,000 each. You got a shiny Cinderace. You swapped over from Osu to Pokemon now. Call it a day. Yeah, our stream has been going for over 2 hours now. This is the only in-game day we've been playing today. Now we're over on our second in-game day. Like the in-game days in this game are insanely long. And we'll change our outfit again. I like the Dolce outfit, but let's wear something else. We ended with Frey's outfit last time. You know what? Let's do Pico's outfit. Come in here. Misasagi getting looked at. Getting her soul sphere data looked at. And I'm looking ridiculous, of course, in this outfit. I love Pico. Pico's fun. Sleep! Hello, Hina. Looks like your mother's feeling better. Yeah, thanks to you. I love that description for her. Gorgeous woman. Most people agree. It's like everybody's like, we want to be able to marry her. I am Misasagi. My brother has told me a great deal about you. She's so formal up front. Not only did you rescue my daughter from the forest, but you came back for me as well. Yeah, she's got these like horn things. Like she and Hina have like these weird horn-looking extensions around their head, like that. Murakumo doesn't have them. I owe you a great debt. You have my deepest thanks. I just did what anyone else would have done. Gods be good. You're such a kind person. Truly a saint. I shall offer prayers of gratitude in your name. Thrice daily. Oh, yeah, there's loot art of every character. There's a loot art of Fuka, and people complain that Fuka feels too young of a character to be marrying a relationship with. Like, Fuka and Cecil are the characters in this game that are like marriageable, where you're like, they look too young and act too young and all that. With Rune Factory 4, it was Kiel or Kiel, or I pronounce it Kiel. And Amber were the two that were like, they look too young. Just like in Rune Factory 4, we had Illuminata was the character that people like, why can't we marry her? There's no need to do all that. Don't mind her. Misa can be a little dramatic, but she means every word she says. Dramatic? Come again, Kumo? I'm a little... What now? No, please forgive me. Yeah, he's the little brother. I can't believe Murakumo is cowering like this. Yeah, this is one of those signs, like, we don't see it as much with Misasagi or Fuka, but their entire species has, like, supernatural, like, really super strong strength. That is the only unified thing, along with, like, the animal hair and ears and all that we know about them as a species right now. Like, can they all transform like Misasagi did? We don't know. Is that something unique to her? Is it something that happened to her rather than something she can do on her own? Because that's not explained, like, how she even got in that form. She never transforms back ever in the course of the game. You don't know about... Okay, well, we can educate you there, Victoria, if you don't know much about Rune Factory. Are you at least familiar with the... Because you've mentioned before you like farming games. You're familiar with Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons, correct? Well, Rune Factory, the very first Rune Factory, was supposed to be a one-off spin-off off of the then Harvest Moon series. It's even called a Fantasy Harvest Moon, where it takes basically the whole everything that makes the Harvest Moon Story of Seasons games great, the social aspects, the farming, etc. That whole like the events, all of those aspects of it, but adds it into like a fantasy RPG. And the game did so well that it became its own sub-series, like separate series. And here in the West, for the first several games, they were still marketed as a Fantasy Harvest Moon for the first couple ones, and eventually they stepped away from that. we see that happen a lot here in the West. Another good example of a game series doing that, where in Japan they the first game says, yeah, it's a spin-off of this series, but after that they acknowledge it as its own series, whereas we keep listing other series, is the Persona series. Up until Persona 4 Golden, which was the updated release Persona 4, they all had the Shin Megami Tensei label on them, even though there's a lot of things between that are very different between the mainline Mega 10 series and Persona. And so you have people who are like, oh, well, this sounds great, that'll be interesting, and you go from Persona and its social life aspects, and you go play, Nocturne and go, whoa, what the hell's going on here? You know. So Rune Factory is, like I said, it started as a spin-off of Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons, but it's in its own separate universe. Most of the games take place in the Kingdom of Norad, or the continent of Norad. I'm not quite sure on how all that. In some city out there. There's another nation that we know of. Like, there's Norad is a kingdom. There's another nearby that was in earlier titles known as the Sex Empire, SCCHS, or sometimes it was pronounced as Zex in translations. And at the end of 4, you eliminated them, and now they're a republic in this game. That gets kind of mentioned here and there. But each game in the series is, for the most part, its own self-contained story. There are the fantasy elements. You have elves and dwarves and all that, although the elves and dwarves in this series are different than your typical, like, D&D, Tolkien-ish, etc. For example, dwarves aren't, like, short and stout and all have beards. They're normal human size. They have slightly pointed ears, not as pointy as elves are. They do tend to live longer than humans. They do tend to be really good at, like, smithing and stuff like that, and so on. And your protagonists of the series are all a species known as Earthmates, which are basically humans who have a mystic connection to the Earth and runes and all that. But for whatever reason, you all are amnesic. You've hit your head, or you came to a magical field that stole your runes and stole your memory, or whatever. And so you kind of come to this new village. Rather than the old trope of oh, I'm moving onto my grandfather's farm and I'm inheriting it, this kind of thing from most typical farming games. That's the one where you somehow get amnesia and you end up in a new town. Nobody knows you, but they're all like welcoming you and saying, hey, we'll help you out, we'll help you get on your feet. Here, go run this farm, take care of it. And there's usually a character who says, oh yeah, you'll be good at this, because they, like, whether they realize it or not, they realize that you're an Earthmate. And it's got fun. Like, it doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, literally, you can make weapons out of vegetables later on. There's a pair of, like, the dual blades where you have a pair of carrots that you just, like, wield together as swords. There's another warp one, so you use, like, a pair of silver spoons. In some of the earlier titles, not in this one, you had, like, entire dungeons. You could grow a plant to be a dungeon. So yeah, I mean, each game, like I said, is basically its own self-contained story. If you're a big lore buff, if you love the franchise like I do, then yes, you can play them all and see the interconnected story between them. And usually you'll have characters who are cameos from an earlier game, but aren't really, like, part of the village. You could totally do without them and nobody would notice. I've literally seen that happen with, like, people ranking all the villagers in this game, and they've got, like, one of those tier maker things, and they see these two characters, like, I have no idea who these characters are, I've never seen them before. Either they're completely forgettable or whatever, and it's just like, yeah, you don't have Rune Factory 4 save data on there, and so they didn't come into the village, and yada yada. and you've never played Rune Factory 4, so you don't know who they are. But yeah, it's a fun series. It's probably the earliest example of blending, your farming life sim with an RPG. The very first game came out on the original Nintendo DS, not even the 3DS, the DS. Back in, I want to say 2008 or so. Yeah, they're fun games. Let me see when the first one came out. Rune Factory 1 release dates. I want to say it was like 2007. Nope, 2011 in North America. 2012 in Europe. Really? I thought it was earlier than that. Yeah, no, that's Wikipedia's. It's saying a different game there. The original Rune Factory Harvest Moon came out 2006 in Japan, 2007 in North America. Yeah, because yeah, the date Wikipedia appears talking about is probably Rune Factory 4. The franchise, we thought that the franchise was going to be dead for a long time after Rune Factory 4 because it was quiet for like a decade. Rune Factory 5, this game here, was in development hell. And thankfully the final product that when it finally came out of it is better than often comes the case from games that were in development hell. Looking at Duke Nukem Forever. But it still has its issues. I think this game is better than most people give it credit for, but at the same time, I definitely agree that there are reasons to think that Rune Factory 4 is the best of the series. The first Rune Factory, I think I won't even say it's the worst because that gives like this bad impression. I would say it's the least good of the series. Partially because, again, it was intended as a one-off spin-off, and so it didn't have all the things that make the Rune Factory series the Rune Factory series. It didn't have the iconic characters. Like, let me actually pop over a window here. Let me see. Wiki. Let's do this. While we're talking about this, like one of the iconic things of the series is like the Saint Coquille family, who all have like this iconic look about them, as adults. It's interesting, like late in life they develop that look. Like we have Palmo from this game, here's Porcaline from the other. We look at, Beatrix from a previous, she's in Tides of Destiny. Jasper's from the very first game. They all have that very look shorter than they are because they're so wide and round and big on food. In fact, Palmo is the first one that's not like related to food that I think of. You can see these characters are like, oh yeah, they're rich, big on food, etc. They all have their quirks, and yeah, some of that was there from the first game, but some of the other quirks weren't quite there. And the first game had some very clunky mechanics to it. Eating was kind of pointless to do, for example, and there was just no good way to restore your rune points, which is your stamina in this system. And so I love it. It's a franchise I love. I didn't always even know about it, but it's one of the series that was the inspiration for, say, Stardew Valley, for example. Like it is straight up said, Eric Barone, Concerned Ape has straight up said, Story of Seasons and Rune Factory were two of the biggest inspirations for him when making Stardew Valley. And I love Stardew Valley, but most people agree combat is one of its weakest aspects. These games do combat really well. This is probably the clunkiest combat, or some of the clunkier combat, because it's one of the step to 3D and the Unity system and all that. I don't think it's that bad, but some people would argue that. I think some of the Wii titles have a little bit clunky combat as well. Um, one kind of has clunky combat, but one has a lot of clunkiness to it. But yeah, absolutely. You know, when you're free, take a look at my video earlier this week. It was like I said, it's a long one. I think it's the first video I've done that's over an hour, even after editing it down. But you know, good times. I love it. And each game adds in new lore to the world. Like I said, we were talking about like elves and dwarves. We get mentions of them in the first game. We actually meet an elf in the first game, but we don't meet any dwarves. As the series goes on, we learn more and more about them, and we also get new species. Like I was talking earlier, this game we got a succubus character, a halfling character, 4 different weird creatures, which these two are. And so it's like, well, we're gonna see how they get fleshed out in future games, hopefully. Anyways, back to the play. Can't believe Murakumo's cowering like this. Yeah, Misasaki is scary. She's also a really good party member once you get her there. Once she levels up, she gets an ability that she is similar to like this one that we didn't see in use here, but if you fight the nine-tailed fox that she was over and over again and you let it go, it has this like widespread fireball ability. It's like shooting like 3 or 4 fireballs in like an arc or a cone. She can do that later on. Yeah. Oh, she's like, oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, you had to see something so distasteful. Yeah, she's the Misasagi in many ways is the Yamato Nadeshiko archetype that you see from so many Japanese stuff. Like, oh, the trying to be the prim, proper, demure lady who is also like, you know, silk hiding steel kind of thing. And she's a fan favorite for a lot of reasons, not just the 2 very obvious ones. Or the rest of the outfit, honestly, because she does not wear very much. I mean, look at that. Hot pants, thigh-high boots. You know, the outfit is definitely part of why people love her. No need to apologize. I promise to repay you. If there's anything I can do, please do not hesitate to ask. With that, I bid you farewell. Yep, that's our story for the day. Good morning, today is a nice day. Do you indulge in any particular hobbies when you have a day off? Nothing special, no. What about you, Field Captain? I've thought of a few activities that I'd like to give a try. I haven't actually put any of my plans into action yet, though. Yeah. That childlike body is not doing you any good. Do you have any requests? There we go. Give a crystal to a farm dragon? From Heinz? Ugh. A little bird just told me something wonderful. Usually only the richest of the rich want to get their hands on giant crystals. But I've just learned that you can use them for something amazing. Rumor has it that they secretly have something to do with those big dragons you see flying around. I have to know the truth. So he gave me a bunch of... Didn't even give me a proper crystal, he gave me fragments. Stash. Build a monster barn from Riker. He's a fan favorite character also. But one you can actually romance. Monster barns are, just as you'd expect from the name, places where the monsters you've tamed live. You can start taming monsters as soon as you've built one. If you ask Palmer or myself while we're at the shop, then we can build one for you on a farm dragon. I'll give you the lumber and material stone you need to build one this time, so you should head on over. And that's it for now. So let's water my crops. Yeah, the day cycle in this game is nuts. I kind of talk about this in that video. which I probably talked too long on it in that video. Stardew Valley, for example, you wake up at 6 a.m. and if you stay up all the way to 2 a.m. and pass out then, and all you did was just sit there by your bed, nothing, like you don't go talking to people or whatever, anything that would slow down the clock, it's about a 15 minutes in-game day, because it's like 6 real-world seconds to 10 in-game minutes or something like that. Rune Factory 4 and Portia both play at about like a 1 in-game minute to 1 real-world second kind of thing. So, like, again, Portia, you kind of pass out at, I think, 3 a.m. So again, it's about a 15-minute day. I think Stardew is 14 minutes. Portia is 15, something like that. Rune Factory, you don't pass out at all. So you could be like, 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. or, you do the 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. thing, and it's 20 minutes in-game, or real-world minutes, or 24 minutes for a full cycle. Rune Factory 5 doubled the time, so it's 2 seconds for every in-game minute. As you can see, like, 1, 2, boom. About that. So it's 48 real-world minutes to do an in-game day. And I sat there and I timed it one day, and I'm just like, this is nuts. Well, you can't go in here, and you're gonna open till 9. Yeah. So let's go find... Oh. Some stone and stuff to smack around. Or not, it didn't respawn. Lame. I guess because it was so late at night that I did those. But yeah, I absolutely love the Rune Factory series. They're adding new things. We have a total of 7 games to the series, 5 numbered entries. We have Frontiers, which is a Wii only, I believe. It might be the Wii and PS3 version, one of the two. But it at first I thought it was a spin-off, but it's actually a direct sequel to Rune Factory 1. And then we have one called Rune Factory Oceans in other parts of the world, but it's called Tides of Destiny instead here in the States. Oh, a boot. And that one is a spin-off. And yeah, it's a good series. It's been going, like I said, since about 2006, 2007-ish. We absolutely had a dead period between 4 and 5, with the only update we got was the Rune Factory 4 special re-release for the Switch. But one of the things I love about the Rune Factory series, especially as you get later and later, you have skills for everything. If you're familiar with the Atelier series, Victoria, I'm not sure if you are, but like Ryza and Atelier Sophie and all the others in that series, great games, by the way. I've been playing. You can see I've been playing on Aisha. Or it's pronounced I read it as Aisha, but it's just pronounced uh, Aisha. It's like they say it faster. But you'll hear like they'll say things like, "Oh, don't worry about your character levels. Worry about the quality of your equipment and how good your equipment is, and blah blah blah." And it's very much the same here, with the caveat of your skills. Literally, there's a love skill. There is a love skill, which is not tied to romance necessarily, but there's like a type of magic called love magic that you can do. Farming, logging, mining, fishing, cooking, searching, walking, sleeping, eating, throwing, leadership, bartering. You have skills for everything. We haven't bathed yet in this playthrough, but there's a bathing skill, and they're important to level up. All of these skills are really important to level up. Because those will actually raise your stats more than leveling your character level. Wasn't the case in Rune Factory 1. Rune Factory 1 was very traditional RPG-ish. The skills were still there, but they mostly just reduced the amount of rune points that stuff took. Nice day today. Say, do you know the difference? Oh, you did this joke already. I don't want to hear that joke. Wow, can't believe you knew that today was this old man's birthday. Wait, is that true? Don't sweat it. I'll look forward to your present next year, though. Yeah. That's why I didn't pick my birthday to be this day this year. I don't like having my birthday be shared with villagers in these games. But I usually pick mine as like Spring 7. Well, he's not doing anything for another hour or so. And I'm probably not going to get anything up here because I broke them so late. But they probably haven't respawned yet. Yep. No stones. Do, 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 do. And you both went quiet. I'm used to that from Autumn, because she's usually sleeping or playing a game or reading fan fiction. What is this over here? Let's look at these. I guess these are blueprints for buildings? I can't really tell. Well, they're all rolled up. Hey, Palmo. Marvelous good morning. Bright days make for bright smiles. Mr. Sun comes out to say, hello, everyone. Right now, I'm working simultaneously on 256 different projects. A nice round number, don't you think? Isn't that like 200 too many? It's my calling, my destiny, to grant the wishes of anyone and everyone who wants to live in a fresh and exciting home. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that they made him a carpenter in this game, as opposed to, like, the chef or something like that. I guess they're trying to get away from it a little bit, the gastronomy. I don't think there's any mention of, like, him loving food, despite his size, which has kind of been one of the defining character traits of the family. They're all wealthy and love food, and in late adulthood, they look kind of like this. All melted and round and all that. Like the younger ones, like you see their daughters, and they're like, you look like a normal person, an actually attractive normal person. It's like, how did you go from that to that? I couldn't possibly say no to those who had come asking for my services. Yeah, we gotta wait another 20 minutes on you. Oh, you're playing Roots of Pacha. Excellent. I heard, like, I saw that they tweeted that it got pulled off the Steam store the other day. I haven't checked to see if it's back up yet. Let me do that while I'm sitting here waiting, I guess. Store. Yeah, there was a glitch on the Steam store, and it was just, like, went missing, apparently. Yeah, it is still missing. So even if I could afford to buy it right now, I couldn't play it. I couldn't do so. Alright, Palmo. Boy, you sure are popular, since I guess you're not gonna let me talk to you. Woohoo! Thank you for such glorious praise. One day I'm going to design every building in the world! Oh, it's holiday hours, too. Dang it, so you're only gonna be open till, like, noon. Yeah, this is like the Sunday game. Yeah, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Oh, you're open till 2, okay. How about you, Heinz? 9 to 2. Are you actually up in the top upstairs now? Are you accessible? Yes, you are. Why, hello there, Sleep. Need something? Well, I was hoping you could tell me a little bit about your business. I'd be happy to make my business your business. I'll give you the explanation of a lifetime. Right after I get back from another break. I suddenly have a need to go. I'll be right back. No cat, you stay here. All right, back. Sorry about that. As for what happens, we don't know the full details behind it, but it's a dispute between the publisher and the developer. Um, they're both saying, "Hey," basically pointing fingers at the other person, like on Twitter. Um, the developer Soda Dev is saying that they've been trying to amicably resolve things peacefully within things, but it just didn't work out. The publisher is like, no, 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 we just got an email from them saying that they're unilaterally canceling this contract that we've been working on for 3 years, etc. But because there's the dispute between them by Valve standards and practices, the game is delisted until they resolve it. So those like you who've already bought it can still play it, but those like me who haven't can't buy it. Unless we can find a way to buy it through another source and somehow get a Steam code for it and all that. So, I mean, it's still early access, so I'm not too worried about it. But we'll see what happens with that. It's sad to see stuff like that happen, but it's just as sad to see games, especially ones that are live, like you have to have an online server for them, and then the servers go down. Yeah, especially if they're only up for like a month. That's happened before with some of the always online type games. I've had ones that I bought and then not too long after the servers went down. They had if you're familiar with the Ghost in the Shell standalone complex anime series, they had a game like that. It's like you had to be online. There's a Shadowrun one trying to run off the popularity brought about like the Shadowrun Returns, Harebrained Schemes trilogy. It was like Shadowrun Boston or something like that, and it's that one. I think you have to be online only as well, like through their servers. So things will get resolved eventually. We'll see what happens. Hines is give us the explanation of what his place does. Please do. Here at the Crystal Labra, we mainly deal in magic and rune abilities. Not crystals? I figured you'd say that. You'd think a crystal shop would actually sell crystals, right? I thought the same thing, but boy was I wrong. Why, it's a wonder that we can even call ourselves the Crystal Labra in the first place. It's no wonder at all, if you ask me. But how did you even find yourself in this situation? Well, I packed the shelves so full of spells and rune abilities that I sort of forgot to leave room for the crystals. I could try reorganizing them, but that seems like a lot of work. So I think I might just, keep it this way forever. Uh-huh. But don't you worry, I'll be selling crystals again in no time. I mean it. Yeah, once I pay to upgrade your shop like 2 or 3 times. Welcome, out on a little shopping trip, Sleep? I'd like to trade for crystals. Which crystal would you like in exchange? Lacey's. You have to have 5 fragments for 1 full. Alright, that's 5 Glacy's crystal fragments. Here's your Glacy's crystal. And yeah, you can see what do you have for sale? He's got those 2 tomes. If you want to be a magician, this is how you become a magician in this game. Yeah, buy magic. Rune abilities. Rune abilities. It's a little more complicated than that, like using this staffs as your weapon of choice and so on, but he also has the rotating stock, where he can randomly just about anything in the game. Like that! Holy bro. White crystal flower. You don't usually see those until really late game. Or even post-game. I haven't even seen those on my current playthrough. Like, I know where you can theoretically get the seed, but I've never gotten a seed. Cat, you need all the attention in the world, and you're not letting me play my game. I'm on stream right now. Yeah. Alright, we're done with Hines. For the time being. Yeah, just a heads up, I seem to be having some stomach issues today, so if I have another episode, we may have to call this stream short today. I'm hoping that this one was the last one, but we had another episode about an hour ago, so. Warmest of welcomes. Come in, come in. What can I do for you today? I want to renovate something, or renovate something. Come over here and get the Earth Dragon. Build a monster barn, A. But yeah, here's where you can come, you can see. 8,000 gold, 500 points. The outpost, seed outpost, the silo costs more, but that's increasing your house size. And expensive. Append an amazing appellation to your beautiful barn. Oh, we're gonna name. You know what? We're gonna name this barn after my cat. The Bagheera barn. Since he's being a jerk and wants all the attention. Voila! We have almost all of our stuff done for those requests. Jump up to our dragon here. And go feed it. Hey there. Here, have a Glacius crystal. Make it rain for a while. Food. Nom 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 nom. Farm charge. Yes, I've been blessed with rain. Yeah, you can see already this is a 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Already bigger than the field you get down below, which is a 4 by 4. And every time you give them the Terra crystals to expand it, it does 1 on each side. So this becomes, instead of a 4 by 6, it would become a 5 by 7 for the first one, and so on. So it gets huge space eventually for all your farming needs. So I will, over the course of this playthrough and all playthroughs, I start shifting away from using down here outside the silo for normal crops, and I use this just for trees. Yep, there we go. There's the loading in issue. That's the worst bug I've seen for the game. It's it takes a few seconds to load in. Alright. Ha! Don't worry, I only wanted to know the truth, so I won't tell anyone else about the dragons. Cross my heart. But in return, I'd love it if you could tell me anything else you learn about crystals. Sound fair? I hope I've made it crystal clear what I want to know. It's a Formula B. Formula B is awesome! These are your, speed grows, basically. So you built a monster barn, not too shabby. Let me use this opportunity to give you something nice. It's a brush. Use it on your monster friends every day to keep them clean and happy. Yep. The game gives you all the equipment you need for everything. No new requests today. We're gonna have to just talk to everyone and get their reputation up. Hi, Julian. Gonna have so much fun outside today. Why won't you stop bothering me? Because I'd like to be your friend, Julian. Come play with me forever and ever. Oh wait, wrong genre and franchise. Well, it's not even a franchise, but Let's go get a fridge. I need a fridge. So that I can store some stuff. Ooh, amethyst. Very nice. Hello again, Palmo. I've already talked to you today, but we'll talk to you again anyways. Chet. Yeah, you're talking about the 256 projects. Yep, we talked to you already. Riker we haven't talked to yet. Ah, perfect weather for a nap. Yeah, he's always like that. Welcome, we've got furniture for sale if you want any. I do, I want a fridge. Furniture, huh? Where should we deliver it? To my house. Let's see, 5,000 gold, or... We'll pay for the big one. Get the elegant fridge. And came to chat. Huh, looks like you've done a little logging now. Don't be as picky as Palma when it comes to lumber. Just chop it and use it. You can't go wrong with that. Got it? That's him, like, gaining relationship points. You'll have skill-based ones, and they'll be like, oh, you're doing this, and then do that, and you get better and better and better until they're like, oh, you've surpassed even me, and blah, blah, blah. Come inside, talk to Terry. If we can. Yep, he's there, right there. Hey there, gotta keep your mind sharp and stop thinking that's when all hell breaks loose. Welcome, came to chat. What, you're talking romance with me? Haha, now there's a silly topic to bring up. That's one of those lines. It's like, wait, what? Make people think that he was a cut romance option. Priscilla! Hi, today's a perfect day for hanging laundry out to dry. Yeah, you say that a lot. Yeah, there's I forget which game in the series started it, but there's like every Rune Factory, like I was talking about, like the Saint Coquille family is present in every game, and they all have those characteristics. There's usually a character who's lazy. There's usually a character who's sleepy, and how they do it like plays out differently. Like in Rune Factory 4, your sleepy character was Chlorica. She would literally be walking around doing stuff while asleep. Like she would be sleepwalking and be like perfectly performing tasks. Riker Sleepy is more is he's nocturnal. You learn throughout the course of the game that he's actually a thief. Like his introduction video, he's coming, runs up, and running by, and you're like, wait, what? As it's dark out. So he's that's just kind of why he's so sleepy during the day all the time in this one. So it's a very different style. And then you have Mitt, who's just a narcoleptic. Hi, today's a perfect day for hanging laundry out to dry. How have things been on the farm lately, Sleep? I know it must be really hard with all the work you have to do, but you'll have an easier time using your farm tools as your farming skill improves. Each day will go a little more smoothly than the last. You can do it, Sleep. That's actually the game's way of kind of telling you it's actually the hardest in the beginning of the game. You know, because you start with so little rune points and everything, that's like as you level up your skills, everything just gets so much easier. Come in here and talk to these two. Gotta talk to everyone if we want to get their relationships up to 1. Hello, Yuki. Hello, dear. Isn't it today lovely? Warm, bright days like this put a smile on my face and a spring in my step. Welcome, dear. What can I do for you today? Yeah, we're just gonna chat. I don't need recipe read yet. Walking is the best form of exercise, don't you think? The more you walk, the hungrier you become. And nothing tastes better than a nice meal after you've worked up a good appetite. Yeah. Talk to Randolph. Oh, hello there, Sleep. Wow, nothing beats the smell of freshly baked bread. Yes, we bake all sorts of bread here every day. If you see something that makes your mouth water, then by all means give it a taste. I especially recommend trying our recipe bread if you'd like to learn new recipes. Yeah, this is one of the quirks of this series that wasn't present in the first game. You eat bread to get new ideas of how to like cook things and make things and like crafting and all that. Hello there, lovely day, isn't it? Weather like this makes the bread baking process go very smoothly. Welcome, what kind of bread would you like today? I came to chat, actually. Rigbar, this is such a wonderful town. Bring you with me, because that'll help raise your affection levels. If you haven't had a chance to take a full tour, then I highly recommend that you stroll around and see all that it has to offer. Let's go on an adventure. Randolph, would you like to go on an adventure with me? That sounds like an excellent idea. I could use a little exercise. Alright. Doot, 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 doot. Hey, Hina. Chat with you. Super nice out today, and today's my turn to play as the field captain in Rangers and Monsters. Where did you go walking yesterday? Was it someplace far away? You should take me with you sometime. Yeah, I went to save your mom yesterday. At the sala... Sama... Such nice weather, it feels good. Fadam, fa. Tasbats, banbats, onions, ugh, they're so bad, just the worst. Rollanes, kai kai, peh, taro sutasen. They make my nose sting. Yuck, I wish they'd all just disappear. Margaret? Hello, what great weather. I hope it stays this way. Margaret is an awesome character once you get her, either get the crest that lets you bring them along at less than 3 hearts, or you get her to 3 hearts. She is an amazing early game mage, because she's like level 30 and all that, and starts with great spells to bring along with. This lovely town is the perfect place to spend a relaxing afternoon composing music. Yep. Sure is. We got Cecil on this side. Hi, whatever your plans are for the day, I'm sure that the weather as nice as this can only improve them. Alright, time to find more mysteries. Yeah, we did that. Oh, hey Cecil, I see you're carrying a bag from the bakery. Did you just pick up some fresh bread? Hi, Sleep. Actually, I bought a fruit sandwich. They're basically telling you, like, what their liked and loved and all those gifts are, like, you know, Fuka saying, hey, I hit onions, he's saying he loves fruit sandwiches. Martin's been well busy with his training for the last few days, so I thought I'd bring him a little snack, so it's actually Martin in this case. That's so considerate of you. Just make sure to tell him I think he's doing a great job, okay? Okay, will do. Yeah, Martin's the workaholic character. Archetype. You got all the different archetypes. You know what? It's 11 a.m. Let's go see if we can't find that other wanted monster and the other one. Try to get all 3 of them out of the way so we can get a full party going. Because I think once we get the first 3, we can get the crest that lets us recruit 2 monsters at a time. And this one is that central area, so I think it was out here. No, this is south down here. I'm trying to remember where it's at. Let me take a look. Oh wait, I actually think it's really close by, if I remember right. Let me double check this. Sponsors, locations. Because we are looking for the ferry, I believe. Yep. Capture the ferry. Yep, it's over by the pond. Yeah, I just remember right. Do. Or not. Nope, failed. No, don't kill it. Don't kill it, Randall. There we go. Now we got a second person to smack around the ferry, because I can't do jack to it other than juggle it. Yeah, I got a feeling we're gonna have to call this early today because of the stomach bug. But we will catch this ferry first. I love that the two woolies over here just like romancing each other. Where's the ferry? It's supposed to be over here, isn't it? There it is. It's on the other side. Dang it. Gotta go around. Just interrupting their date over here, just hanging out at the pond. We gotta go around this way. Don't start fight with these guys. These will all kick my butt. Yeah, I'm gonna call it there. I gotta go run to the bathroom again. So I will catch you guys next week. We'll be back with Portia. And hopefully I'll be feeling better. Catch you then. See ya. Bye.